Okay, good. Seder. So we're up to Siman Chaf Zayin. We're into Siman Chaf Zayin Halacha Tes. Okay, good. Important halachas. Says the Mechaba. Mokum hanochas Tefillin shel Rosh. Where do you put the Tefillin shel Rosh? Mehascholas ikrei haseah. From the beginning, the end of the Tefillin should be not lower down than the hairline. Mitchilas ikrei haseah mitzchay at soif hamokum shemecha shel tinek roifes, until the point of the top of the skull, where the young baby, it takes a while for the skull to harden, where it's soft. So that area, sort of this area between the hairline until there, that's where the mokum tefillin is. Like a larger area, but it can't be lower than that, it can't be further back than that. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Ikari haseh pirush, the bein einecho lav mamishu. When it says in the pasuk bein einecho, it doesn't mean down here between the eyes on the forehead. To gominu gezer shava miloi sosimu karcha bein einechem. We make a gezer shava that you're not allowed to cut off the hair bein einechem ha'oma etzal meis, that a person might do when he's so destroyed, he's so upset, distraught about the hearing about a mace. Malahalon mokum sha'isa karcha v'hu barosh. Just like over there, the issa is to remove the hair on the head. Afkan maschil mokum tefillin mimokum sheyesh shaychus karcha. So it's over here. Tahainu mimokum hascholas smichas haseher shebarosh. The beginning of the sprouting of the hair in the head. V'rabim nichsholim be'issa zeh. And many people slip up in this issa. V'toyim loima, and they make the mistake to say shehakotzo ha'elyon maschil mimokum haseher, that it begins from the hairline. In other words, they say so long as it's somewhere around there, that it's covering the hairline and it's actually hovering around your forehead, and it's no good. Torah, says Mishnah Berurah, they're transgressing an issa Torah. All of the tefillin have got to be above the hairline, where there is the prohibition of not of removing that hair. Even the bottom edge of the tefillin, i.e. the front of the tefillin has got to be above the hairline. Someone who's got very long hair, he'll say that, listen, my hair droops down, and therefore I can put my tefillin over there because my hair goes down. That's not an eitzah. The tefillin cannot be lower than the hairline, and it's got to be totally above that. And you shouldn't get too close to the wire. You should make sure your tefillin is a little bit above that. Like I just described, there is actually room on the head for two tefillin, because the place from the top of the skull where the baby's head is very soft until the hairline is actually enough room for two tefillin, and therefore it's good to put it a little bit above the hairline, that it shouldn't slip down. Anyone who puts it on their forehead, it's a Karaite minhag. Also mitzvah, and you haven't performed the mitzvah. Any bal nefesh, a person who's careful, particular, Yiresh Shamayim, should warn his friend, if he sees people wearing tefillin in the wrong place, too low down, tell them they're not performing the mitzvah. That these people should not be poshe yisrael b'gufon. The Gemara says that a karkafta, a skull that doesn't put on tefillin, there's various punishments for him. So you don't want him to be in that category. And moreover, the bracha is going to be levatola. The tefillin shemenachim, but shalom kaiman harikim menachim bekisson. If you put the tefillin in the wrong place, it's as if you put it, they're in the bag still. There's no point. And if they slip to the wrong place, quickly put them back. Regarding the bracha, we discussed that Siman Chafei Sif Yud Beis. At Soif HaMakom Rotzolema Sif Kotan Lamadalad Shekitze HaMa'abarata Shel HaTefillin Lo Yehi Munach M'Lamala M'Makom Shemecha Shel Tinagrach. The edge of the back of the tefillin, you've got the tefillin in the box there, the bias. So the front shouldn't be lower than the hairline, and the back shouldn't be above that point. Now, just a couple of points. What about if you look at number 35? So number 35 says, what about a person who just never had any hair, or he's got a very receding hairline, or a person who's lost his hair over the years, his hairline is receding? What about that? So if you look at 35, the Mishnah Berurah, the Dirshu note says, if someone hasn't got hair at the front, Put it where other people's hairline normally is. But don't do it more further up than where the child's head is soft. Okay, and then someone who's got a receding hairline and it's just slipped back. Orach Chaim in the Eretz Tzvi, you put it where it used to be. Right, that is the mokum, the hairline is the beginning place, and even if right now you haven't got hair there because it's receding, then that place doesn't change and you put the tefillin over there. Okay, Sif Yud. Says the Mechaba. Tzorich sheyeh hakesher me'achori harosh lemala ba'oref. The Rutzua, the bag, has a kesher. Some people have a dalet, some people have a yud, and it's got to make sure that it's at the neck, over this point over here, and it shouldn't be too high up and it shouldn't be too low down. The tendency is that it's too low down on the back of the head. So you've got to put it ba'oref. Tzorich lechaven haKtzitza, that the ktzitza has got to be sheteh be'emtza, in the middle. That knot at the back has got to be in the middle. Kadeshe keneged bein ho'inayim. So it's all parallel. So it's parallel bein ho'inayim over there, and it shouldn't be to the side at the back or on either way. V'gam haKesher, and so too the kesher. Here be'emtza ha'oref should be in the middle of the neck. V'lo yate lekan lekan, not to either side. V'tzorich she'ha mokum she'hakesher shenir ke'in dalas letzad chutz, and the dalas, if it should be to letzad chutz. There's two different types of knots at the back, a dalad or a yud. Imagine you've got the let's say a square. So one Ritzua is going to come out that way, and one Ritzua comes out that way. So it's got the shape of a dalad, but it should be facing out. It shouldn't be twisted or turned in any way. Should be facing out. So too the kesher and the shel yad, just make sure that it's not twisted or in any way. Okay, says the Mechaba, says the Mishnah Berurah, ba'oref lamed hey, she'u soif hagulgoles. So it's got to be in the back of the neck, which is at the base of the skull. V'hu neged haponim, it should be, that's opposite the face. V'lo kol kach lemata keneged hagorin. It shouldn't be so far down that it's opposite the throat, right? You imagine you go so far up down at the back that it's opposite the throat and not it's too far down. It should be, if you feel at the back of your head there's like a little indentation, it should be a little bit above that. But either way, you've got to make sure that the knot at the back is not so low down that it's below the hairline at the back. That's the back of the neck, and that's not the oref. It's important that the shel Rosh, that it should be tight. It should be tight and coming round, and it's secured at the back of the neck, above that hairline, above that guma, and not just drooping down. It shouldn't be too big. But then you've got two problems. It's got to be tight on your head. And when it's tight on your head, that's the kshira. And the second problem is, if it's very loose, it will slip forward down on the front. It either will drop down at the front or choose on that. So you've got to make sure that the shel Rosh, the Ritzua, is not too big. It should be in the middle. It should be in the middle of the head and not on either side. If you've changed the order, you have not fulfilled the mitzvah of tefillin. You've got to be very careful. Be careful also that tefillin should not be too big. Because then it's too big, it's very hard for it to be in the correct place. If it's on the top of the head, since it's not tight, also the kesher won't be in the right place. Okay. Like I described. It's like that shape. One's coming out that way, one's coming out that way. So it's got the sort of the shape of a dalet. Like the foot of a dalet. Make sure they don't flip round. Okay.